Ohio River, a new shell plant on the right. Let's see if you can see that. I'll turn it a little bit. Yeah, they opened and then COVID hit, and I think it kind of killed something about oil and gas over there. But somebody, and we're not even doing 55. We'd turn it. So just in a little bit, we turned off. We turned the heat on, and we turned the cruise on, and that knocked the range down to 183 with 38 travel. So that would do the total range to 221, and that'll go back up again once we turn the heat on. Yeah, it's not going to be a cruise friendly place with the trucks coming on and all. Alright. Yeah, we're down to 45 here, waiting for this slow catastrophe. Yeah. Rather have them drive safe and slow. See if we can hold 55 here on the speedometer. And if we were a little more nerdy and a little older, we could set the cruise at 35. Give you an ETA. Definitely past peak. Peak doesn't last long. Peak starts, it's like a lot of the trees have lost their leaves. A lot of the green ones change color. It's like less than a week. I swear, unless I'm off. Like I said, we had such nice weather for a few days. And then rain yesterday took a lot of leaves, but we were already past peak by then. So the last time I mentioned it, we were prior to peak. A lot of trees, many trees lost their leaves, but most appeared not to even have changed. So, I mean, in 1 week, one great fall of leaves there. That's amazing. You do photography and stuff, you pay more attention. So it actually wasn't a bad year. I just, I don't know, I guess I'm doing the videos this year and the drone stuff, so. Took all the camera stuff out of the car for the winter. So put that in my bedroom. I got a new tote to put all that in. Well, there's a Bronco with the little Bronco symbol. Of course, I like the stock height and all that stuff better. So, Subaru, are you going to slow down where I got to move over, or are you going to merge? Come on. Good job. Good job. Now stay in your lane, or are you going to take out a Buick? So we did bring the drone, and we brought our case. Now in this case, and I gave a like one to my son, it has a gas leak detector for natural gas, gasoline, anything, and it's got a radiation detector. So I added a dB monitor for sound and a temperature laser thing from Harbor Freight. So it's in a little hard case. We brought that with us. Now, we did test the radiation meter in the car when we went to a shipping port 2-3 months ago. And it seems more shielded than a regular car would be. There was nothing. So I got to try it in a regular car, because I'm sure that's not on the mind when they built the regular car. In your house, try to keep your head and pets away from the wall outlets when you place your bed. Because I know, like my bed, that's probably what's wrong with me. Because my pillow's right next to where the Wi-Fi lamp's plugged in. Yeah, it's 55 here still, so, and I'm doing 55. So it tells you what they're doing. So I got a Wi-Fi lamp plugged in, and the laptop computer, and then most of the stuff's plugged into a power strip, which I need to rearrange stuff so I can turn it off and on when it's not being used. So the Google says we're going to get there at 9:33 now. It was 9:30. We're still 26 miles away. Just 30 minutes from now, it's 9:03. And I'm in no hurry whatsoever. So the plan was to leave 7-ish. Get the EVgo or the Nissan dealer near the Pittsburgh airport and add a little bit more range, and then head down after the car appointment down to Maryland for one night. And I don't know, with the weather and everything yesterday, I didn't feel like going anywhere, and I never made the reservations and made the plans or packed or anything for one night. Like I said, if the days were longer, I'd go down and come back. So it's Friendville, Maryland. It's so this is like 68.8 miles. That's like 76 more miles going down Route 51 and Route 40. And then the lodge is a little bit further than Friendville. So it's like the westernmost point of Maryland. But we are also looking into going to Virginia like 3 days ago to there's a point where you can cross Pennsylvania into Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia in just a short piece. So the first lodge I look at in Virginia, I'm like, oh man, that's not so great. Then it's the second time I looked, it says clothing optional. It's like a nudist colony. I said, well, that's never happened looking for places to stay before. That was pretty funny. When I realized I just had to think to Virginia, I just haven't been to Maryland. So it might be cool to put little tiny state stickers on the rear window. Oh, I guess we're at 65 now, so we'll pick up some speed. Now I'm the crazy person going slow in the 65 zone. We're just going to inch the cruise forward a little bit at a time. Not sure why they have you go 55 now. It's like a several mile stretch, but I know this doesn't last long, and we're back to 55 if memory serves. So EVgo at the Nissan dealer near the Pittsburgh airport for a quick charge. And if the Nissan dealer's like the one in Boardman, it's turned down quite a bit. Well, these guys aren't even doing 65. I'm doing 61 and the 65. And let's go back to 60. Keeps up me driving with my foot with much more traveling. So EVgo was the first card we had. We never used it, so we might just hit that on the way home. We checked the battery with the Leaf Spy app last night. The battery's looking better than it's ever looked since I bought the car. State of health is up. All the shunts are blue and within 17 millivolts. So that's just charging, discharging, maintenance, or not maintenance, just management of your charges and discharge, and everything's improving. So, not sure who owned it or leased it the first year, but they seem to do everything the wrong way. Probably with a level 1 charger. Whenever they're in the garage, I think they just plug the damn thing in, which is like the stupid thing to do. So there's another thing out on whether you get your home charger installed by a licensed professional, an annoying Fast and Furious thing, or somebody like me that knew what they're doing but not licensed. The NEMA 1450 amp plug, they're saying a Hubble connector made with Bakelite and more of a contact instead of just the screw with the 6-3 cable is a better option. And then they're realizing this one thing on YouTube is there's nothing really made as far as breakers or plugs to handle a constant power use like a electric car does. So somebody's might have to make a breaker. And one of the problems, I think, is they're having you put it on a much higher breaker than what you're using. So if there is a problem, it's not going to pop. So what Nissan requested is this is 30 amps. Normally you'd need at least 38 amp circuit and wiring. But since this is a constant several hour thing on charge, they request a 50 amp breaker and 6-3 wiring. And I'm guessing nothing was made for that, because your oven or your electric dryer cycles on and off the heat. It doesn't keep a constant draw. I think what does keep a pretty good draw and what uses most power in our home is the central air conditioner. That's what really drives up the price of electric for us in the winter. The car really is not even noticeable. It is a long normal charge time is 6.5 hours, so I might consider going with something like a Grizzly unit where I can adjust the charge to 20 to 24 amps instead of 30, because basically I don't need a car to charge in 6.5 hours at home. Level 1's too slow, but my level 1 or level 2 is too fast as far as I'm concerned. So to negate the problem, lower amperage charges. It's not going to use any more electric. It's going to keep temperatures down to your wiring and where your wires go into your NEMA plug or your breaker. So somebody out there, I'm sure they'll start manufacturing these items that are more UL safety for electric cars. So something to consider. So I think it's the Hubble. It's something like $100, and Bakelite. I got that worry that I'm going to crack it and ruin it too. I'm getting to an age where I'm starting to become clumsy again. So. All right, we're going to shut you down and turn you back on right before we get off the freeway and tour you around to the car dealership. See you in a bit.